Okay, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to create a mood board for photography with the topic nightmares. So what you don't want to do is just simply go on Pinterest and type in nightmares, and I do use Pinterest and not Google because it's got a lot more arty imagery on it. So of course when I type in nightmares, it's very just dark images, white text, lots of text, and we're doing a photography project, we don't necessarily need text, although you could definitely have some, but it's more kind of like book covers or links to articles and things like that. So in order to get the more of the photography and arty stuff come up, you might want to try typing in, for example, nightmares photography, but this should be after you've done your mind map, so you might have gone down a slightly different route to just nightmares. So what is it about nightmares that you want to look at? Do you want to look into phobias of creepy crawlies or something? And then you might type in something like Spiderweb. So you can get a gist of things on here, but you're going to need to actually respond to these things. Something like that could be simple to do at home. Maybe you do nightmares based on kind of creepy things that you might see in nightmares, in dreams. Doing something like that might be unrealistic for you to actually be able to, kind of create that. You could do this one here with forced perspective. There's definitely a possibility that you could create some really cool looking images just from forced perspective, which we did last term. But things like that would be also easy. So maybe distorting the face. That might be something that you type in. So you might type in face distortion. So like when you have a dream and people aren't really who they are in real life and they look kind of weird because your head can't quite match up what's what. So you could easily do some of this face distortion. That could be just a lot of that on Photoshop. So that's kind of a double exposure technique on Photoshop. You could actually physically manipulate the face. You could collage onto the face, actually physically take a magazine cutout, stick it on your face and photograph it, or take a photograph and then cut out strips, or do it digitally. So there's lots of ideas with this, with face distortion photography on Pinterest. Do not just think, I'm going to type in nightmares and that's it. So as you go along and you see things that you like, click on them and save them. Save them to a folder, in one folder that you want for your project. So whether you call that photography project or nightmares photography project, whatever you want to call it, and save it. Save loads and loads and loads of pins, like 50 pins, all of things that you like the look of, that you think you actually want to respond to, that fits with your theme that you've come up with from your mind map. So on the other note, you might type in something like Spiderweb photography. So if you just type in Spiderweb, it might come up with not particularly a great style of photo. And so maybe you'd want to pin some of the ones that look more nightmare based, more spooky. Maybe this, the kind of style of photo that you like this one here that's got the sort of vignette around the edges, the darkness around the edges. So you might pin things like that. And then if that led you on to typing in to phobias of creatures or creepy crawlies or something. Obviously you could put a picture of spiders on or something, but you might have to actually take photos like this. So think what is actually available to you to be able to take pictures of. This isn't particularly coming up with any, they're just kind of just general pictures of spiders. They're not really arty, they're not really very well photographed necessarily. Some of them are, but they're just general pictures of spiders, and that's not really what we're going for. We want to actually, create art from our photographs. So you might type in phobias art and see what comes up. It doesn't always have to be photography. You might get some other ideas. Maybe some of you will want to sketch and draw on your photos at some point, so maybe you'll even like this idea of illustrations. Do you take some photos and then draw nice illustrations of spiders over things, or do you actually cut the photos out into spiders or something like that? This is by an artist, I can't remember who it was now. but that's a well-known piece of work, a big sculpture. So yeah, save lots of these, and then when you've got your stuff into a board, you'll then want to open them up, right click, copy image, and then you can go on PowerPoint and save it onto a PowerPoint, so you've got a couple of slides ready to print out and stick in your sketchbook. Or you could even maybe just save image as, and then save a bunch of images and then print them all off in one go, just as JPEGs if that's what you would prefer. But print off a good, at least a single to a double page of images ready. Or if you don't have a printer at home, then you could simply save them ready to be printed. But please send them to me, so hopefully on a PowerPoint or as JPEGs, but PowerPoint is probably easier.